Hey everybody, just wanted to share a short video. I recently took the National Counseling Exam or the NCE, and there's different versions of the exam that'll determine what the passing score is required depending on the difficulty level of the questions that you get, right? There's 200 questions and then 40 of them get thrown out, and so it's out of 160 that are actually scored. And so the version that I took, I needed a 90 to pass and I got a 135. Smashed it. So wanted to share with you what I did to prepare for the exam in the hopes that maybe that helps you. Now, when I started preparing for the exam, it'd been 7 years since I finished my doctoral program, which was in counselor ed and supervision. And I never had any intention on obtaining licensure. I wanted to do sports psychology work and things of that nature that didn't require a licensure. But here I am. Hey, why didn't I do that in the first place? I want to get licensure. I need to take this exam. And so I started looking for different materials out there, and NBCC has some different recommendations on their website. And so I sifted through some of those and was price comparing and checking and seeing what I might use. And I couldn't find a lot of independent reviews out there of the different materials. And so I started networking and reaching out to my colleagues and was encouraged to look into Dr. Howard Rosenthal's exam prep materials. And so I looked on there and found some of his free videos that he has on YouTube, and those look pretty good. I liked his style and all of that. And so I decided to go for it. And boy, I didn't regret it, and you won't either, because Dr. Rosenthal has this very uncanny ability to make study time interesting and engaging. So, I mean, I spent my time studying most of the time in the morning with his audio program, listening while I was lifting weights. So you would know he's a pretty good personal trainer on the side as well. And it was engaging enough that it wasn't a snoozer. I didn't have to sit there and like focus and take all these notes. Now I did take notes, of course. Like I said, it'd been 7 years since I finished my grad program, and so I needed to brush up on things. But the program that I purchased is actually now discontinued. He has a better program now. I just missed it by a couple of months from when I bought it. I bought the pack with all the CDs with the audio program where he goes through all the main knowledge areas and presents basically they're kind of like podcasty lecture recordings that go through all these examples and talks about all the theories and different counseling skills and interventions and approaches that you might get in an actual classroom setting, which was really cool. But then there was also this series of tutorial questions on the CDs where he walks through these practice questions that you can think through in your mind. And so he's elevated that audio program. Now you don't have to buy the CD set because not everybody has a CD player anymore. I happen to have one, but not everybody has one. So now he's moved beyond that. So you can still buy the audio program that's, I guess, new and improved, and you don't have to worry about CDs. Now, he also has the Encyclopedia of Counseling, which is the big, thick purple book, like 700 pages or something like that. And I did take the time to read through that because there's over 1,000 practice questions in there, 1,100, something like that. Just an astronomical amount of questions, and that's really was one thing that helped sell me on buying his program, is because there were way more practice questions than most of the other programs that were out there, where you could buy 200 practice questions or whatever. And I'm sure all that stuff is good. It's not to knock anything else that's out there, but in this big book, there's the practice question and then there's an explanation underneath it. So you're not just taking the questions and, well, did I get that one right, did I get that one wrong? Like, you can learn as you go. So my approach was to read through that, and if I got the question right, I knew what the answer was, I just moved on to the next one. So if it was ones where I wasn't sure and needed the explanation, then I would read it, because otherwise, like, it'd take you forever to get through that whole book. So you move through it that way, and then you really identify which areas are your weaker areas that you need to prepare for. But with that in mind, just to circle back to the beginning, you won't be disappointed in this program. It'll be worth your time. You can listen, get that feedback. You can read and get the visual feedback. Obviously, I think it's good to take notes and write things down. But take it from me, I smashed the exam, and Dr. Rosenthal, this is the last plug that I'll make in there for him, is he has a good product, but I think that the producer of the product also matters. And one of the things that impressed me the most, and why I'm plugging for him, because I don't get anything for this, but it's just high fives for Dr. R, is that he once you purchase the materials, you gain access to him, the man, the myth, the legend himself, where he will respond to all the emails that you send to him. It's a you like you get access to the guy, to the producer. And I think that's extremely valuable, and you can't put a number on that. And so if you're still on the fence deciding what materials you want to purchase to prep for your state licensure exam or the NCE, I can't give any better plug for Rosenthal's work. So good luck to you, and hopefully this is helpful in you deciding what you want to do.